Hey, with all the talk out there about ChatGPT and AI, there's a lot of confusion. And, I know one of the smartest guys in the room, or at least on this call, and that's Jeff Eells. And Jeff knows a lot about ChatGPT and AI, and he's been living this with us as well. So this is a conversation that we just wanted to pick up on and touch on maybe some of the tangible ways that property managers can use AI in their business effectively and not go down a rabbit hole of wasting a ton of time, and making AI approachable too. Because it can seem so overwhelming, and a lot of people might not even know what it is or what ChatGPT can do and all that. So yeah, Jeff, nice to be talking to you about this.
Jay, fired up, man. Every time I get to spend some time with you, it's always a great conversation. I think we have a great topic today, and I just appreciate being around you, brother.
Yeah, man. Ditto. So yeah, like we said, our objective is to really come away with some tangible ways. And Jeff, you had approached the idea of AI theory versus practice. Mm-hmm. And can you tell me what you mean about that?
Yeah, for sure. So first and foremost, I am not an expert on ChatGPT. I'm not going to claim to be on the foremost expert on this stuff, because it's not true. But what I have seen over the last 6 or 7 months, especially on social media and coaches, everything else, there's been a lot of talk about AI and how it might work for property managers, or there might be applications here and there. There's a lot of great information out there, but you and I both agree sometimes it's okay, where do I start? I know this stuff is out there, but what does it actually mean for me in the day in and day out? And that's why I get excited about this, because now we actually have tangible tools to use to actually make it applicable to you in your day-to-day.
I like that, how you framed it, where, I know that we can both agree, right? Getting us both in alignment, like a great salesman. That's awesome. But yeah, there's AI and ChatGPT can seem overwhelming. When I first started using the tools, and I would consider myself a power user now, in implementing different productivity solutions and AI, but with ChatGPT specifically, like, that's a rabbit hole. If you're looking for a solution, you have to be a prompt master, a prompt engineer, and that ain't easy. Now, there's some specific prompts that that'll help out any business owner or property manager, but you have to have a whole degree in prompt engineering if you're going to effectively use just that as a tool.
And how frustrating is that, right? I mean, you hear all this buzz, you hear all that excitement, then you say, okay, I'm going to pay my $20 a month. We're going to get signed up for this. And then you're just froze because you're not picking the right prompts. So I think there's a level of just nervousness around this, right? And we have to start breaking down some of these barriers. I listened to one of your podcasts a couple of days ago, and you said, we've been using AI for a long time. You just haven't really realized this. Well, now it's come to the forefront and give us an opportunity to actually put it in practice in our day-to-day.
Yeah, it's interesting. And thanks for that. I had come across the analogy of, having a Swiss Army knife. You can have a Swiss Army knife, but if you don't know which aspect to use, if you don't know if you need to use a little screwdriver or your scissors, right? I mean, you just be spending all your time just trying to figure that out.
It's true. So, and I know one of the things we talk about is, right, there's sometimes we have a product and we're looking for a problem to fix it, right? And ChatGPT is not going to be the here-all, end-all and going to solve all your problems. It's not going to do that. What you really need to do is find that, where's that place that's hurting? Where's that pain point? Let's go out and find those correct tools, whether it be AI or not, to really start to fix those problems. Anyone that says, listen, I've got a program that's going to solve your life and you're never going to have to worry about this, is BS. There's no way. You have to find a way that customize your specific AI experience to what you're trying to do.
Yeah, I remember when somebody first told me about the Atkins diet. Of course, it's like a way to lose weight, but it doesn't mean that it's the right way for everybody, and doesn't even mean that it's healthy. I don't know.
Well, hey, you can starve yourself for a couple of weeks too and drink nothing but fruit juice. Good luck with that. I'm sure you're going to drop a couple pounds.
Yeah, I don't know anybody that's killed himself on Atkins yet, but I'm sure that there's some people out there that have. So, all right. So let's talk about then what to do and what not to do if you're a property manager and you want to start utilizing AI in order to, well, actually, let's back it up 1 second. AI is a tool that's going to help you be more productive in your business. Yes. AI and ChatGPT will not replace humans, but humans that are using AI will. So digest that for a second.
Love that, Jay.
You know?
Really well said. Because I said there's, AI is not going anywhere, but guess what? Humanity is not going anywhere either. So in my world, using AI gives us the opportunity as a sales guy to say, okay, before someone even picks up the phone to talk to me, I've given them the opportunity to digest all the information they need from the website, from ChatGPT, give them a very holistic approach and information about who I am, what I do, why I'm a great property manager. And so by the time they actually pick up the phone to talk to me, guess what? They are qualified and ready to rock. So a lot of that heavy lifting that's been done before doesn't need to do it. Give them the opportunity to customize their experience, extract the information they're looking for, and then be even that much more qualified when it comes to that human interaction.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because when you effectively utilize AI in the right ways, you're going to increase the productivity of your team. Yeah. You're going to effectively communicate with your prospects and your customers in a more consistent way. The messaging will be more consistent. Absolutely. And your team will feel more empowered. So we can all agree, like there's a lot of benefits of using, see what I did there, Jeff? We can all agree, right?
You going to start getting your fingers too? That's really good. I like that.
That there's a tremendous amount of benefits from using ChatGPT and AI, but in your, and I know how I would frame it, but if you were to suggest what to do and what not to do when approaching this topic, how would you address that?
First and foremost, the thing I love about property managers, there's a really strong community, right? Whether it be on Facebook, whether it be on LinkedIn or Instagram, any of that stuff, there's a really strong connection of people trying to help each other out. So if it was me, I'd start reaching out to my mentors, people I know, people I trust. What are their experiences? Whether it be good, bad, or indifferent, right? It makes no difference at that point. But start doing your research, start asking other people that have been successful. And I think probably first and foremost, Jay, is that we have to put our pride aside. Even if we don't know what the heck ChatGPT is, it's time to say, okay, I'm going to ask, right? We're going to ask for help that first time, and then things are going to get better. So number one, do your research. Number two, to our earlier point, what problem are you trying to fix? Now, I can pretty much guarantee 99.9% of you out there say, man, my communication sucks. I don't have enough time to do these postings. I don't have enough time to do SOP, boop, 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 boop. So let's make sure we can make things a lot more efficient at that point through all this new technology. It's not hard, but you have to put some effort into it. Again, it's not one blanket fix that's going to work, but do your research and really figure out what's going to work, what's not going to work. The thing you don't want to do is agonize over this, right? That you're going to stress out. Am I using the right tool? Am I doing it the right way? Is this the right prompt? Because guess what? It's just like getting online looking for one thing. 4 hours later, you're looking at something completely different. You have to be very focused in your approach. What are you looking for? What are you trying to solve? What are the tools for it? And you know that, Jay. You do that all the time. Don't lie to me.
Sounds like my days of online dating.
Endlessly scrolling, scroll.
Yeah, exactly. No. This was back in the day. This was like Yahoo Personals and nice. Plenty of Fish, right? Those things. It's a lot more specific now. What's cool is I asked ChatGPT earlier. I said, if using artificial intelligence in the workplace makes your job way easier, then give me 3 different metaphors for this that are relatable to a 45-year-old. Is what I said. I just turned 44. I wanted to make sure that my elders
you level up. It's all good.
Could understand it. So this is the response, and it's a great metaphor too. Employing AI at work is like having a highly skilled sous chef in your kitchen. Imagine prepping for a large dinner party where your sous chef does all the slicing, dicing, marinating, and even anticipates the next steps in your recipes. It saves you time and energy and allows you to concentrate on perfecting the main dish and engaging with your guests, which essentially is helping you do more, right, in less time. Now, talking about, that was like a distraction, but if we get back on track.
No, that was really good though. No, that was really good though, because it's a perfect analogy, right? As a chef or as a chef owner, you want to make sure you have the best quality food, but imagine that extra experience you're able to give your guests by coming out, checking on them, shaking hands, making sure the food was okay. Now we're talking growth, right? Now we're talking building a business.
Hey, this is Jeff GPT talking. I love it. You should do a podcast. Jeff GPT, man. I actually I went to GoDaddy to see if JGPT was available, and it wasn't. So
we're gonna work on that. What about that page or something? We'll figure it out, Jay.
I don't know. I didn't check Jeff GPT, but you can look into that. So yeah, there's three reasons that can frustrate us as business owners and property managers, and it's I don't know what to do. I don't know where to start. I don't have the time, right, to do it. It's usually money, effort, and time. Those are like the three reasons why we don't do something and why we get discouraged. Mm-hmm. So what we're going to do is we're really going to dial in this conversation on how not to get distracted and what tools and how to know what tools to use. Yeah. As I was mentioning to you before, Jeff, with my coaching clients, we start off with putting together a 90-day roadmap when we first get engaged, right? Mm-hmm. It's like marrying me when you hire me.
But okay, sure, we're moving on.
Yeah. So we put together a 90-day roadmap of where you want to be, what that goal is. So if you think about like I'm going on a road trip tomorrow, mm-hmm. and I first had to plan out, okay, where do I want to be? What stops are going to be along the way? And when you know that in your business, then the problems that you need to solve are obstacles that might happen. Because I can tell you that I know with my 2 kids, my wife, and we're bringing 2 dogs, all in a Jeep Gladiator, by the way.
Brave man.
Traveling, brave or stupid, one of the two.
Traveling around column A, a little from column B. It's all good.
Yeah, exactly. Depends on who you're asking. But driving across the country with that group, and I don't know how many miles it is. I have to look, but we're doing a big figure 8 from Charlotte to Wisconsin, Colorado, Arizona, and then Memphis and all the way back. But there's going to be things that happen along the way. There's going to be problems that need to be solved. Some of them are anticipated and some of them not anticipated. So as a business owner, putting the target of where your destination is and then identifying how you're going to get there and what's going to help you get there along the way. And that's what I'm trying to circle back to here is, like you had said, Jeff, identifying what tools are going to solve what problem you have to solve, but then what are the best tools to solve it most effectively.
Yeah. And I said, you're not going to go, well, maybe you're not going to go buy a car and say, okay, I'm going to go somewhere now. I mean, to your point, Jay, you got to know where you're going, right? And that's why your clients have been successful thus far, because you really identify, okay, in 90 days, here's where I want to be. Here's how I want to get there. Now, I know the dog's got to take a pee along the way, so we're going to predict that. I don't know if that tire is going to blow out on Route 66 in the middle of effing nowhere, right? So there's things I don't know. But again, if you have the right tools, and I would argue the right training as a driver, as a road cripper, as whatever else, then dealing with those X factors are so much more, it's just easier, right? And I said, because you got your poop in a group. So when these things come flying at you, you got that solid base for success, a lot easier to swat away the other stuff.
Yep. Agreed. Now I know some guys and gals in purple jackets are going to love this. But AI, really the optics that you need to have with AI is to have a triple win when you're looking to implement AI in your business, to have a triple win between your company, tenants, and landlords, right?
Mhm.
I mean, there's use cases that are going to benefit all parties, and this is exactly how we need to approach it. You were talking about being a confidence builder for your team, right, Jeff?
Yeah. Yeah, so I
AI.
think it's huge, right? Yeah, so we've got a client up in Boise, Idaho, and we have an AI Amy, as we like to call it, as part of our platform. So we have usage in the back, say who's doing what. Well, we noticed this client up in Boise was just blowing this thing up. So I called and said, okay, well, why are you using this so much? And he said, because we have VAs and they become that much more confident when doing this content, when doing the emails, when doing the property description. It gives them that much more confident as they send this out that everyone's going to sound like Bill Shakespeare at this point, right? So then you're talking about the time. How much time am I agonizing or worrying about that email before I send it out, as opposed to within 10 seconds, I've got a hell of a base. I might need to go in and tweak a couple things here, but you're not only talking about the confidence, you're talking about the efficiency level that goes up through the roof with those VAs as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the consistency in the messaging. I know you guys have a lot of tools that incorporate a lot of different applications with AI in your platform, but there's a lot of other tools out there as well that solve the problem in a different way. It's just what's most convenient and what's specialized with your specific niche. So big picture, AI and ChatGPT is one way to solve a problem, but ChatGPT is really what it is. It's chat. It's a conversation. It's with a personal assistant, but this personal assistant doesn't know your business, doesn't know anything about you.
No.
So there's other tools like Jasper AI. Jasper, you can upload content so that it starts to understand your brand voice. And this can provide consistency in your communication as well. And there's even, there's even add-ons and extensions that go right into your email, and plugins for Jasper and for other tools out there that will improve your writing and just make that communication easier. But it's a learning curve, and you have to spend time in trying to figure out how to do this. There's literally, last week, there was 1,000 new tools that involve AI.
Isn't that mind blowing? I would say, yeah, you think about that, Jay, 1,000 new tools in a week. We're going at hypersonic speed here, and it blows my mind. It's absolutely incredible.
Right now, it's a race with the different. You look at the big companies. Amazon is the only one out of the top four, as I think of them. You got Google, Microsoft, and Meta, right, formerly known as Facebook, that are launching different applications of AI, like literally 2 or 3 a week. Yeah. Amazon is not doing that. Amazon is going to have, from what I can tell, they're going to be involving a marketplace. Amazon already uses a lot of AI in their business anyway, but they're going to be, I think, pulling together a marketplace. But back to the point of finding what works for you in the different applications. One of the applications in that customer journey to improve it and to have a triple win is in your marketing. Right. So how can AI help you in your marketing, Jeff?
Well, number one, I think Second Nature should be paying you by the word when you say that. So make sure you get that message out there. Number two, we want to make sure. Let me set the scene here. So ChatGPT is fantastic, but it doesn't know about property management. It doesn't know about your area. It doesn't know about your company policies, procedures, or your team. So I can go to ChatGPT and say, write me an eviction letter for this, this, and this. Pops it up. Fantastic. What do I do then? Then I need to put the information specific to my policies or my company or my area. Instead of doing that, What our tool is able to do is formalize everything in your company voice. So if someone comes on and says, hey, can I paint the walls purple? Well, you might have a policy that says, yep, you can paint it any color besides purple. So we want to make sure that we're able to do a company voice, not just generic conversation, but our tool is actually talking in the perspective of you, from your company, from property management, from your area. And that's where you're going to see the next quantum leap with everything. It's not going to be about AI. It's going to be about market-specific AI, company-specific AI. Because even with all these whiz-bang things out there, you and I both know there's still efficiencies to be picked up. So if I can go into my tool and say, okay, it's Jeff Eells, I know I'm with Property Management Advisory, and it's going to write in my tonality everything about the company, that's a game changer. That's a time saver. That's, like I said, that's what everyone should be moving towards for the ultimate efficiencies with these tools.
Yeah. You want more, let's talk about marketing. You want more content. You want more consistent messaging going out, and you want the quality of that marketing to improve, right? I mean, a property manager, any business owner wants their marketing to improve. And there's so much noise out there nowadays that, you know, attention spans have decreased.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, exactly. Thank you. I caught you. Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you.
Where are we? Yeah. We have our attention span is less of a goldfish. I don't have the case study with me, but, you know, trust me, Jeff, it's true. So what have you seen in property management marketing and the either struggles or the success stories of getting more marketing out there?
Yeah, so I think I always start this, Jay, with saying there's no wrong way, right? So I'm not here to call anyone's baby ugly. There's been a lot of great options out there for a long time. What I want people to realize is that there is a new way to do things, right? So instead of having to rely on a third party, what you're able to do now is bring that marketing in-house. The other thing you're able to do now is create unique content, again, to your area, your company, and your PM company. So instead of kind of the generic, okay, we're going to replace this name and distribute that across all of our clients, you have the opportunity to really drive unique content, which then helps with SEO, all that kind of magic stuff as well. So I think there's just, with the new technology, you can do it at a fraction of the time, a fraction of the cost. And to be completely honest, I think people have, it's the devil you know mentality. And for a long time, it's been done one way. I don't talk to a lot of people say, yep, I love it. Yep, it's kicking butt, but there just hasn't been a new way. I'm not saying we're the answer, but with all this new technology out there, you owe it to yourself, you owe it to your team, you owe it to your shareholders to really start to take a look at these other opportunities.
Yeah, I agree. You know, I've seen firsthand and experienced how much more content with the right messaging you can put together. I spent a lot of time, like I was saying before, in ChatGPT and, you know, really engineering prompts and formulas for prompts and follow-up prompts and all that stuff. But, you know, I would put in the objective and let's say it's, you know, an upcoming webinar, or actually a use case that I just did was we took Google reviews from one property management company, and we copied and pasted those, put them in a PDF, uploaded it to ChatGPT, and assigned it to extract different social media posts and Google My Business profile posts from those testimonials, from those reviews. And we instructed it in a few different ways so that the content was specific and unique to each platform. And then from there, we were even able to, you know, quantify our About Us page. It's like, okay, let's look at what do people think about us? What do they say that we're doing? And is it in alignment with who we actually are? You know, it help you cross check your unique value proposition, because if people are saying, you know, man, I love Jeff's company because of this, this, and this, but your internal UVPs are something completely different, then obviously there's a misalignment in your marketing.
It's true, and you gotta have that consistency, right? So it's got to be that similar voice. It's got to be the consistency, and I think the other thing you really hit on there, Jay, is the transparency, right? What's working, what's not working. Instead of this black box, say, okay, yeah, things are going okay. We want to give you the opportunity to really dive in, have complete transparency. So guess what? If LinkedIn isn't working real well or Facebook isn't working real well, we'll maybe need switch a couple of these things up, and even things like. I've got a lot of experience here. I call my gray hair. So even stuff like putting emojis in, right? My Facebook post, I would sit there for 20 minutes and try to figure out what emoji to put in there. With our tool or with other tools out there, now you're able to type it in and put some cute little pictures in there and everything else. For me, it's a time saver. And I don't want to use emojis, but I break down and society pressure says I have to, Jay.
Yeah, no, I like that. I have my own prompt that I love because I'm not a great writer. Yeah. And, my prompt is you're a playful storyteller. Yeah. And then I just tell it what I want it to tell a story about. Like my wife and I were at her grandmother's funeral not too long ago, and the whole family was, let's just say there was 4 sisters and they weren't on the best of terms. So they had the deceased had a storage unit. And it was pretty much, off limits for everybody, right? But my wife decided, hey, I'm going to go by, and she finds a fur coat and a fur hat. Okay. Nobody should know about this. Nobody in the family should know about this, right? But she decides she wants to do an impromptu photo shoot wearing the fur coat and the hat. So I thought it was cute, but I'm like, I want to share that, but I'm not sure how to share it well. I asked ChatGPT with my prompt, and it came up with something like, have you ever seen a familial version of Storage Wars or something like that? But it was just
with this. I like that, Jay.
Yeah, it was so good. And you can even reduce if it's too long. Just say reduce the amount of words by 50%, and it'll do that.
Yeah. Listen, I've got a client down in Gilbert, Arizona, and he's a very direct guy. And you know me well enough. I'm a rainbows and puppy dog kind of guy, right? I get fired up about this stuff. I'm pretty excited about life. He is very straightforward. So I will send him an email. I will get a one response back saying this. And I'm like, okay, is this guy pissed? Did I do something wrong? And so when we got him on board, I was like, listen, I need you to use our tool to start writing emails. So he wrote me one the other day, and he started it Mr. Fluffy, because now his emails sound good and they make me feel good. It's like, okay, he's not pissed off. He's happy with everything. So again, kind of back to your perception, right? What is that going back and forth? One thing I might see might be beneficial to me, but if I see that fur coat and the hat on someone else, I might be pretty pissed.
Yeah. Coming back to like just the moral of the story here is that, AI needs to be approachable. You have to make AI approachable. Identify the best place, identify the problem that you're trying to solve or the objective that you're trying to achieve in your company. And then look at, okay, how can AI help me solve that problem?
It's true.
And when you do that and you don't get overwhelmed, then you have a plan and you start utilizing something that's going to propel your business forward. You can't be scared of it.
It's true. And I think there's a cacophony of noise out there right now online and everything else, and a lot of Facebook philosophy and everything else. Cut through that noise, to your point, right? What am I trying to solve? Reach out to trusted partners, reach out to trusted vendors, people you trust, people who are using it or not using it. Build that coalition. If maybe grab a learning buddy, right? Say, listen, I don't know anything about this. You don't know anything about this. Let's dive in together, kind of tackle it together. So there's all kinds. So put the ego aside, make sure you reach out to community, get that help, get the trusted advice. And this is going to work. Whatever form it takes, whatever kind of context you take out of this will improve your business.
Yeah, it certainly will. And there's a lot of different tools that you can use to solve different problems in your business that I've listed out in an ebook on our website, betterwho.com. So go to betterwho.com and look under the resources. There's a comprehensive ebook that has specific tools. One of them being Scribe, which has been quite popular in property management lately since I discussed that in one of my recent webinars, and that's SCRIBE. and that uses AI to document your SOPs in a very, very simple way, which is why it's AI.
Really cool.
Jeff, you also have a great tool, don't you? Can you tell us quickly about that?
Yeah, so basically my company is Property Management Advisory. Obviously, we are in on AI, but it's one component of what we do, right? We're using it to solve a particular problem for the property managers. Basically, what we have is called AI Amy. And so she is going to live on the front end of our website. She's going to be on the back end of the app. She's going to allow all that conversation between the tenants, the prospect, everything else coming through to, again, make sure it's more qualified. You're going to have access to the back end where you have specific categories of, I'm going to write a Facebook, I'm going to do LinkedIn, I'm doing a property description. And Amy, since we do the websites, Amy knows everything about you, your team, your policies, your people, and then can give a really eloquent answer tied together with a bunch of other growth tools. But I know we're talking about the AI today. That's one thing that we're leaning into. But again, to our earlier point, AI is not going to solve the problem. We need to solve that problem through different ways, but AI is definitely going to be part of that solution.
Yeah. Absolutely. So it sounds like Amy can help with the marketing. She can help with the clarity and the communication with prospects, with customers, shortcut the amount of time and improve the level of clarity that the tenants and owners are getting when they have questions. Because Amy knows your company. Do I have to call her Amy? Can I have a different name? I
lost the battle of what we were going to call her, so you can call her whatever you want, Jay. It's all good.
I want to call her Jeff. Can I call her Jeff?
I got to change it. I lost that. I was like, listen, wouldn't it be cool? You have my picture on the front of everyone's site with my voice. It got shot down pretty quick, Jay. I'm not going to lie to you.
Awesome. Hey, thanks for talking with me today, Jeff, or thanks for hanging out with me. Oh, and for everybody who is watching this video, hope you grabbed some useful nuggets from it.
Jay, I appreciate it. Always great spending time, man. You feed my soul. Looking forward to our next conversation, brother.
Ditto.
All right.
So I think that went really well.
Okay.
I think we got some good content out there. I don't think that I think we might cut the complete segment as one and put that out there. But
it was fun. I felt good about that. I think you and I do really well together, Jay.
Yeah, I think so too. But there's a lot of snippets in there that are going to be awesome. That'll be pulled out, and I love that. So, I have to get running. I got Maria Napolitano on hold right now. Do me a favor, send me this recording when you got it.
I will send it over. Good luck on the road trip. Be safe, brother. Send some pictures if you can along the way, and we'll hook up when you get back.
Thanks, man. Talk to you.
Hi, Jay. See you, brother.
See ya.